all want what's best for kids, but when there's a disagreement about what is best, who should have the final say? Parents or politicians? It has the kind of natural beauty the Golden State is famous for, but life here is calmer than San Francisco to the north or Los Angeles to the south. With sunshine, surfing, and safe streets, California's San Luis Obispo County is a good place to grow up.
Well, I was 17 in high school, just about to graduate.
Owen Beck played football and soccer for his high school.
Pretty oblivious to all the problems in the world until it happened. So I was playing soccer and it was really hurting one day when I was running. So I just kind of had to stop playing soccer, and I went and got an MRI, and it was just a medium-sized tumor just in the middle of my leg.
Doctors told Owen he had bone cancer.
I started crying.
Owen's parents, Debbie and Steve.
And then they said to Owen, the doctor said to Owen, this is going to change your life.
Actually, at the time, I was just concerned with, me getting through the next day.
The whole family's calm California life stopped, and the Becks headed to Stanford Medical Center.
I was worried that he was going to die.
17 years old, your life's just stopped.
Chemotherapy began right away, and the chemicals attacked Owen's hair follicles, stomach cells, and mouth.
So I got a bunch of mouth sores, which was very painful. Couldn't eat very much. And then it destroys your appetite. And then whatever you can eat, you throw up.
And for Owen the athlete, yet another blow. Doctors amputated his leg to try to stop the cancer from spreading.
When I woke up from surgery, it kind of felt like my leg was still there. And pull it all up and slide it right into the sea leg.
Owen was introduced to a bizarre new agony called phantom pain.
Felt like someone had driven, thousands of nails into where my leg would be. For the first 3 months after my surgery, I would just lay awake at night because I couldn't go to sleep because it hurt so bad.
All the powerful medications available in drugstores seemed worthless.
We had a whole medicine cabinet in there full of pills that he took every single day, and it did nothing.
Debbie and Steve searched for anything that would help Owen feel better. One option, however, just wasn't on their radar.
I don't think I'd ever really thought about that in his situation because of his age.
A new kind of drugstore had recently come to the nearby city of Morro Bay. It offered medical marijuana. State government allows for medical marijuana, and local officials welcomed the new dispensary and its owner, Charlie Lynch.
Before we even opened, I had the mayor and the city council members all came by and toured the facility.
That's the mayor, shaking Lynch's hand at the ribbon-cutting ceremony. The new dispensary helped spark discussion between Owen and his dad.
I was just talking one day with my dad, and we brought up the subject of it.
And it was like, if that'll work, that's what we're going to do.
The Becks knew that many people think it's inappropriate to give medical marijuana to a minor. In fact, again and again, the local sheriff has made it clear that he doesn't want medical marijuana dispensaries in his county.
It is not in the best interest of a community that prides itself in providing a healthy family environment.
But the Becks weren't concerned with what other people thought. They were focused on helping their son.
You're going to do what you need to do to help your child.
So the Becks got a written doctor recommendation and headed to Lynch's dispensary. Since Owen was 17, one of his parents would have to purchase the medical marijuana for him.
He came in with his father. He was looking really thin and sickly, and that's definitely a sad situation for for such a nice guy.
Several times we would go in and Charlie would say, "You don't pay. We'll take care of it," because he was just kind of a compassionate kind of a guy.
The medical marijuana improved Owen's appetite. It eased his pain and nausea like nothing else had. It was the traditional meds that made him feel stoned.
They would give me hardcore painkillers, they would just make me dull out basically and fall asleep. But with the marijuana, I could do what I needed to do during the day and just not be in pain. I could be comfortable.
Owen's experience is more than one person's anecdote. The medical benefits of marijuana, also known as cannabis, are well documented.
Cannabis is amazingly useful. As a matter of fact, it's probably too useful for its own good.
Dr. David Behrman has spent about 40 years treating patients and studying cannabis.
When you see the list of things that cannabis can help, people say, "Oh, you're pulling my leg."
So many prominent organizations look favorably upon medical marijuana.
We know that cannabis has medicinal value, not only from the 5,000 years of experience, but from hundreds of studies that have been done at world-class institutions around the world.
When Owen finally found something that was calming, it calmed the whole family down.
But not all was calm in San Luis Obispo County.
This is Action News at 11.
A raid by armed federal agents.
Local medical marijuana users will have to go elsewhere for the time being after federal agents and sheriff's deputies shut off their supply. The Arroyo Grande home of dispensary operator Charles Lynch was also raided Thursday morning.
They came in and threw me on the ground and rushed through the house like I was a criminal or something.
Lynch was cuffed and brought to this federal detention center. How did it happen? The sheriff invited the DEA to raid Lynch's home and dispensary. Charlie Lynch was an easy target since medical marijuana is still illegal under federal law.
And I had no idea how I was going to get out of jail. My family posted a $400,000 bail using their own personal property.
Eventually, Lynch got out, but he was far from free. For many months, he's been under various forms of home detention.
They applied a electronic monitoring system to my ankle.
The device monitors Lynch's movements. If he leaves his house sometime other than during designated hours, federal agents will know. Each day, he spends 2 hours charging the ankle monitor. Since the charging cord is so short, he rigged up this extension cord to give himself access to a little more of his home. Without the extra slack, Charlie Lynch wouldn't even be able to use the restroom.
We have a sick child. We have a son without a leg that medical marijuana helps. What is it they don't understand about this?
We wanted to find out, but neither the sheriff nor the DEA would agree to an interview. The federal government's official position is that marijuana has no medical value.
There's an enormous amount of politics that's involved in drug policy and not nearly enough science.
A pharmacist can fill prescriptions for medical amphetamines without getting raided. Doctors can even give patients medical cocaine. But medical marijuana, well, that's so dangerous, the DEA busts dispensaries with armed agents.
The federal government is a disgrace to science on this issue.
Today, Owen uses this cool robo-leg to get around. He's going to college, and his cancer is in remission. But the Beck still can't believe that Charlie Lynch is facing numerous federal charges. In fact, because Lynch had clients like Owen who are under age 21, he faces increased penalties. In California, the average sentence for first-degree murder is 20 years, but if convicted on all counts, Charlie Lynch could face a sentence of 100 years in prison.
It's hard to imagine, that they would want to do that to me.
He's not a man that you would consider, someone who needs to spend the rest of their life behind bars. He was just trying to help people.
He had a prescription from a doctor at Stanford, and they took his stuff. These guys don't get it.
The DEA continues to raid dispensaries all across California. There were 50 raids last year alone. Are we really helping minors by keeping them from medical marijuana at all costs? Or are we treating their parents like children?
I think the federal government is too big and too bossy.
Charlie Lynch's trial is set for this summer. Jurors probably won't know that state and local laws allowed Lynch to run a dispensary. In a federal case, all that matters is federal law. For Reason.tv, I'm Drew Carey.